Now it's time to add the tree to my painting. So I've practiced the tree multiple times, and I think I've got it down pat. The bottom half of my tree is the trunk. The top half are the branches. So I don't want my trunk to go way up here and then put a couple of branches off of it. I have practiced making my branches thin at the ends, which is exactly what we want because in real life, a tree wouldn't have thick branches at the end. The thick branches would be closer to the base of the tree. And then as they go away, they get thinner. Also, I know that within my rectangle, my branches are going to go outside of the rectangle on at least one side. It could be all three, left, top, and right. I don't want to go outside of my rectangle on the bottom at all. So I've got my resource picture so I can look and make sure that I'm making the trees correctly. I can draw them on with a pencil first, or I can go directly with paint or India ink. So I'm going to set this to the side where I can see it. And of course, if you're working from home and you can't print it out, you can just pull it up on Schoology and see the tree. You can have something to look at as a reference. Okay, so I'm going to start each of my trees at the bottom of my rectangle. And I think I'm going to do this one in ink. So I dipped my brush in water, but then I dried it off on my paper towel. And now I've dipped my brush in the ink, and I'm going to start by making my tree, my first tree. And the line is going to get much thinner as I go to the top. The base of my tree, I think I actually might do this. The base of my tree will get filled in. And I don't want to go more than halfway up with that. And then it'll start branching off into my Y's and V's. And again, my branches get very thin as they move further away from the base of the tree or the trunk of the tree. And so I'm going to continue to add Y's and V's and branches until it looks like a realistic tree. Fairly happy with my tree at this point, and I'm going to kind of sit back and look at it. I see that this area needs to be a little darker. Um, I can see the color through it, so I'm going to go back and darken that. I feel like this branch needs to be a little thicker, so I'm going to add just a little to that branch. And then at the bottom, I'm going to add just a little bit of fine grass. And to make these fine lines, I'm holding my brush so that it barely touches the paper. I'm not pushing down on my brush. I can push down on my brush when I do big areas like that. But when I'm doing these fine areas, I'm barely letting the bristles touch the paper. Okay, so now I'm going to move on and do the rest of my trees. And then we'll sign the artwork.